Afternoon everybody, here we are on the 4th of May and it's tile number 18. Now as you can see here that my tile's not the usual colour and it's a slight sort of grey. So there's my regular cream, there we are, look, and here's my grey tiles. Now if you haven't got a grey tile, please don't worry about it, you can use any colour you like. Or you can stick with the regular sort of off-white creamy colour. It's entirely up to you, I really don't mind. But I wanted to show you how you can use the black and the white pens and pencils on this lovely sort of really super smooth grey tile. So to start with then, things that you're going to need, of course, you're going to need your black pen as usual. You're going to need your regular pencil. You're going to need a tortillon to go with that pencil. Then I'm also going to bring in today a white pen and a white, when I say a white tortillon, it's just a tortillon. It's exactly the same as the ones we usually use, but I've written white on it, so I know that I've got a nice clean tip there for working with my white. It's nice to keep them separate. And then of course, if you've got one again, and the white chalky type pencil, that would be lovely if we've got all those things. If not, as I say, please don't worry about it. Let's just work with what you've got and let's just go with the regular tile with a regular pen, pencil, tortillon. It's absolutely not a problem at all. Okay, so hi everybody. We've been waiting for this. We're up for a bit of a challenge today. All right, it's not really a challenge. Come on, let's face it. All these are pretty straightforward once you know how. Deep breath then. Oh, the sun's trying to come out here as well. It's sort of there, but it's looking a bit grey in the background. A dull Balton, yeah. I'm hoping that the grey's coming over to you, Leslie, and the sun's going to stay with me, but we'll see how we go. Okay, I'm going to start then with my pencil and my tile. Now, it doesn't matter, I say, what colour tile you've got, you're going to be doing the same at the minute, and I'll sort of give you hints and tips as we go along. So I'm not going to do my dots today and my border. I'm going to turn it so I've got point to point facing downwards. And I'm going to, not a huge curl, but I'm going to put a little bit of a swirl in there. Like so. It's just a guide so I sort of know where I'm going. Okay, I've perhaps done it a little bit heavier than you because I want you to see what I'm doing. But there's no need, just go in nice and lightly with it. Okay, we're all done that. All right, so again, now if you're left-handed, right-handed, I know that sometimes this is a little bit of an issue. So you might decide that you want to start this side. I'm going to start this side. It's more natural, more comfortable for me, but please do whatever you want to do in terms of that. So I'm going to start with the point at the top there, and I'm going to come in, create a little bit of a bubble. But then I'm going to go back to that first starting point and I'm going to come round and down a little bit. Okay. Oh, Bridget, oh, you're more than welcome. Glad that you've come back. Hope you're okay today. I know saying it's never okay to be okay, I know, but I hope you're feeling okay. All right, here we go then. So I'm going to go from about, I'm not even going to sort of measure it halfway-ish maybe. And I'm going to go from here, nice deep breath, and I'm going to come round here. Okay, so I've sort of created, if you look at this shape, I've sort of created this shape here. And then I'm going to go back to that point. And I'm going to come back down. And I'm going to come just out here a little bit. Okay. Oh, hello from Cornwall. There we are. So next one then. Now yours again, it might differ a little bit. So I'm not going to try and give you a measurement. We're definitely not really coming. So imagine halfway, perhaps a little bit less. I'm going to come in and round again. So you see here, I've got this gap. I'm just going to come in and extend that to join there. And then from that point again, round and along. Okay, I'm just going to pull that out Okay. You see where I've gone so far? So I've gone this way, this way. I'm always coming from that same point. Like I've gone in and then slightly further out. Same here, this way. And then back to that point and back out. So this time I'm going to go, again, if I'm not going halfway, that's sort of almost a quarter really. It's sort of where you feel, but you want a relevant gap so you can sort of come in and put that curve in. Alright, I'm just going to join that one to that one. And then from here, round and back out. Okay. And same again, I'm going to go, I'm picking my point, so I'm sort of visualising that curve that I'm going to be creating. So from here, round, and then from that point again, back and round. Okay. Oh, afternoon, Ruth. Hello, Janet. And I'm going to get a last one in there. So about, here, so you can see I'm sort of gauging that curve. I might even do that this way. So I can, that feels a little bit more comfortable. Look, from there, I'm going to join that one in. And then back into this one. And I'm just going to, at the bottom here, I'm going to put a little tail off. So it's a little bit ribbon-like. Okay. All right. So we don't want to leave it like that. I think that there's unfinished business, so to speak. So if we're looking at here, you can see that this comes out, but there's nowhere for it to go. Oh, Janet, yeah, we always think of food, don't we? Hi, Joyce. Speaking of food, here's my little Benji. Hello, Trouble. Come to see if there's anything going. Good boy. Okay, so from here then, I'm going to follow this underneath and just curve it round slightly, and then I'm going to take it out there. It just so happens it's joining there. It doesn't have to. So I'm just going to fill in there and join it. All right, so that now looks finished, doesn't it? It didn't have to join this one, it's just that's how it's fallen. So let's work my way down here then. I've got another one here. So this time, again, I'm going to follow this line, bring it down and in, and I'm just going to take it to there. And this one here, and you see it's getting narrower as I go down. So it's almost nothing. I might just sort of sneak in. No, I'm going to leave it there, I think. Okay, let's have a look at that from a distance. So you can see here that I've added this section, and it just so happens that it's joined. If it didn't, doesn't matter. And then this one here, I've followed it through and I brought it down underneath into this one. Okay, so looking at the other side then, we've got one here that looks like it's going nowhere, and the same with this one. So if I just enlarge that a little bit for you and go from here, following it through, underneath, round it goes, and I'm just going to take it down to there. And then the other side of it. Now, Sean, what can I say? Can I teach food? I was never, ever, ever trained to be a food teacher. So somebody asking me to teach food was a little bit naughty. They shouldn't have done that, but you know, we did it. We did it. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but I did it. I'm going to just follow that through to there. You see, I'm just sort of finishing it off. Okay. Oh, I don't worry about it, honestly. I think this is one that you sort of need to get into. There, yeah, see, I'm just going to do that. And it's not that you can sort of copy and try these things. It's about having a quick go. So what I will do is, now you've had a go at that, let me bring in another tile, and if I put that line in again, let me just go through it again. I'm going to do it a little bit quicker this time, just so you can see how it grows, and then you'll see sort of the difference from this one to the one I've just done. So I'm working my way around each time, and through. See this one here, I'm just going to join it to there. I've got a little puppy now underneath my chair trying to chew the wheels. I can hear this little gnawing sound. He's not going to get very far because they're quite strong. There we go. There we are. Okay, so let's bring this one out a little bit more. You see, I'm working it as I go, so I've got a totally different shape to the last one. So now if I go from this here, bringing it down, and it just does happen to sort of fit in that. I didn't plan it that way, but it does. So let's go with that. And this one here, see this time, let's go and take it through. And see how it gets thinner? It gets a bit fatter there, and I could finish that one like that one. And then here, round here, let's go under there. And this one, round and under there. And then this one to finish. So, round here, round here. And so you just got a little bit maybe kicking there. So if you look at that one and you look at this one, see that one's slightly rounder or slightly more curved than that one. Yeah, so every time it's going to be different. So don't worry about whether it's right or wrong. It's only the starting point as well, of course. So don't think, you know, it's got to be exactly the same as mine, because it hasn't. So there we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm glad he's doing well. I'm glad he's still there, Karen, and he, you know, yeah, he's not eating you out of house and home yet. Okay, so you can see that I've got these now, these little gaps that are in sort of in between this little weave. So what I'm going to do is, by way of tradition, I suppose, is let's put some bubbles in there. There we go. So that one will sit there. And let's colour in those little gaps as we're going. That's it. That's not quite so little, but that's okay. And then through here I'm going to have, see, again, I'm going to start with that sort of central place rather than trying to work it from a corner. It just gives me a chance to sort of get the momentum going and then work it through. There we go. And fill in those little gaps. Veggie. Oh dear. Okay. See, I've got a little gap here as well. So let's fill that one in as well. I think one of these days I might try and move my chair and one of the wheels will fall off. There we go. Continuing with that then. Any gaps that I've got in the middle of these little sort of ribbons, I'm going to fill in with these little bubbles. Even this one, I get some tiny ones in, look. There we are. See, look, tiny ones. And there, I'm going to fill that gap in as well, some little ones. And then here, working my way around. There we go. So I've got a nice largest one in the middle, and I can work my way either side and fill that gap in. And then colour the spaces in between that are left. Alright. Now I suppose you'll notice a difference with this working on the grey than the cream as well. It's the same material as the black, so it goes on really well, but it's just giving it that muted effect. So it's a little bit different. So there we go. We've got something representing some kind of little ribbon going on here. So let's go on in and add some stitching to it. Now, I'm going to choose one of my threads. It doesn't matter which. So I could start with this one, or I could do this one. So I'm going to go in with this one, and I'm going to add some little dashes. Just working my way nice and gently down, leaving that one and just continuing. And as it gets thinner and thinner, you've course you've got to go into that little bit. Okay, so where did that go? And then into this one here, and just add in those little faux stitches, working my way down nice and gently. Okay, so that one went there, so I might even, let's go in and add, no, I'm going to leave that one, I'm going to leave that one, I'm going to put one in here. So just pick one or two that you think, oh, I'm going to go with that. I don't want you to do them all, but if you want to, that's fine. I just wanted a little bit of contrast. So I'm going to pick just that one and that one and leave the others. There we go, those little stitches. See if in doubt, put some stitches around it. There you are, look. Okay, so there's my sort of my ribbon so far. Now you see that this original string, this pencil line through it, you can still see mine because I did it pretty dark, so you could see what I was doing, but you might not see that now in yours. That's not a problem. If you can, you can actually go in with a rubber and just sort of gently rub it out, but don't need to worry about that just yet. Okay, so let's have a look now at the gaps on the outside. See here where we've got a little bit of a valley. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fill it with a little sort of curved bubble there, and then I'm going to colour that in. Alright. And then let's aura it, or just draw around that shape. So I've got that. Okay. So then I'm going to turn my tile so I've got this so I can work sort of straight up bank, because what I want to do, I'm going to come up from the centre and I'm going to create a little sort of wave and back down. And then back up, a little wave and back down. And same again here. Now, of course, I'm not going to get all of it in because it's going behind there. And then same here, look up, little wave, back down. So I've got this sort of little flower. Hi Maz, hi Elaine. So then let's find another little valley. Now look, there's one here. So if I put the same in, do that little curve, fill in that gap, and then aura around that shape. So turning it again so I can work upwards from the centre, up, little wave, and back down. And the same there, up, little wave, and back down. Up, little wave, and the same that side. See, I'll get a bit more of that one in this time. Okay, so let's just have a look at that and from a tiles viewpoint. There we are. So this is what we're at the minute. So next valley is the one here. Same again, putting the curve in and filling in that gap. Something about colouring in with the black pen, isn't it? And just gives it that little bit of drama. Or the line. And turn it. Then up, wave, and down. Up, wave, and down. So just continuing that through. There we go. And down. So another one here. There we go. Colour that one in. Just nice and gentle. Let the pen do the work. Put the aura around. Let's turn it up, wave and down. Wave and down. Okay. So you see, I know that the first part, getting that sort of wavy pattern within there, now it doesn't seem to be so much of an issue, does it? Because things are starting to be added all around it. So it's absolutely fine. And sometimes we do focus on that one thing that you think, oh, I'm not quite sure of that, and I'm not happy how it worked. But you don't really need to worry about it because it's done. No, Sally. Okay, I'm going to squeeze one in here. I just feel like I want to. So I'm going to put another in. Now if you think you've got enough in, that's absolutely fine too. But I think sometimes, you know, you can never get enough. There we are. In we go. So same pattern. And of course, because I've got one there, I'm going to... See, I've got one here as well. See, I'm getting carried away now. Let's put another one in there. And round we go. And then up and round. Up and round. There we go. That's it. And then, there we are. Yeah, I'm going to put one here. There we go. Turn it round. Up and round. Up and round. That's it. Okay. Oh, yes, I suppose so, yeah. Yes, Julie, so you should be expert at this if you've done the dream catcher. But you know what, using that, you know, adding these extra bits in, it means that you could always, you know, go in for a bit more detail on that dream catcher too. Let's put a couple of little lines in on those. All right, I'm just sort of flicking it up. I'm not trying to make them the same. It's just they're sort of coming from a similar point. If you don't do them from like the same, you can do it slightly different, spaced apart. There you go. And a few in there, and a few in there. Okay. Oh, Mary, I think actually I think I've posted yours just before the session today, so hopefully you should get it. All right, so we've done this bit. So next job, I want to just aura around those shapes. Don't worry if it's not exactly the same sort of line shape. We just want to go around and create this little aura as we're going. I'm going to stop there, see? So I've done the two together there. But if you've got a single one, then just follow it round. I go nice and gentle. Okay. Hey! And then fantastic. Well, happy birthday to her. Must be a little bit weird actually having a birthday where you can't go out and see your friends and things, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of celebrations going on, hopefully soon. Yeah, all this will be one of those things that we talk about, or if you're doing your sort of lockdown journal, as I know some of you are, you'll be able to add notes in there and say what we talked about or what you did or what you didn't do. That's looking quite nice. Okay. I'm going to go in with my pencil. Now again, very light because I'm just going to do a bit of a guideline here. So if you remember when I started, this is where I drew my little string. I'm going to start at the top of the string and I'm just going to go round and put in a little bit of a swirly shape, like so. You can sort of see where that is. Oh, Sue, work will still be there. Worry about it. There we are. So I'm going to now follow. I'm not going to draw anything over the top of here. I'm just going to go in the background and follow that line I've drawn and just fill it. Here's our little string of pearls again. So it's going to go through here. See, it's going to go underneath. And then I'm going to follow this round. Just adding in. I might not go that far actually. I think I might have got a bit carried away. I might bring it in a little bit. But this is the beauty of doing it in pencil with those strings, is you can change your mind at any point. You don't have to stick with what you've already done. You can go in and do whatever you want to do. So here we go. Into this next bit then. Following that line round. Just doing those little bubbles. Now if you want to do different sizes and shapes, you could do squares if you like, it's fine. But I do quite like doing my bubbles. As, you know, if you're not happy with the string, if you think, oh, I've gone a bit too far there, then that's fine. Just, you know, change it up a little bit. But they're very definitely going behind what we've already drawn there. So I'm just going to keep working it round. Okay, almost there. Then I've got a little bit on this bottom edge. Now when I get to the bottom, I am going to go smaller. I'm going to go as small as I can possibly go, just so it looks finished. There we are, look. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, so I'm going to put my black pen down for a while. I'm going to put another swirl, sort of following the lines a little bit of that last one, but going slightly offset too. I might even, this one, I might even bring down there. Again, I'm going with what I feel at the time. So I'm going to switch now to a white pen. Now, just before I go onto my work there, I'm going to just go in and just give it a go to make sure it's running, because sometimes if you've not used it, on the end it can get a little bit dry, so you just need to sort of make it go again. There we are, that's fine. Now, of course, remember that if you go over it too quickly, it's going to smudge, and we don't want that. So, all right, so what I'm going to do now is, starting from the top again, is going in with my white pen. There we are, so just get it going. And I'm just going to go in with small little bubbles, just like I did with the black. Follow that line around. Now again, if you want to try different sizes, you can go and do larger, smaller. So I'm going to have that now going underneath. Now immediately, can you see the difference with that white on the grey? It's not as, you know, sort of as in your face as when you do it on a black tile, but it's just giving it that contrast, and it's lovely against that black. All right, where did I go? There you go. Following that line. Look how look at the contrast, it's just beautiful. I really do like the grey for this, because you can use the black and the white on it, and it works lovely. So again, I'm just going to follow that through and get even smaller, just to the bottoms there. There we are. All right. Hey Connor, not spoke to you in ages. Hope you're well. All right, so we've got this sort of real consistent wave. Now you could go ahead and you could put lots more of those on, but of course we want to put in a few extra tangles in there. So I'm going to turn it onto its side now. So I'm working one side first, and I'm sticking with the white pen, and I'm going to go in with a line next to it. I'll go a bit bigger, so you know what's coming. And a little curve over the top. And then I'm going to go in with my leaf shape. Okay. Now here, because you've got this gap, I can come in and I can do a little bit of one there and make it look like it's going underneath. And let's have one here. And because I'm working actually quite upright, I'm not working face down today on my board. I've got it stood up in front of me, so my pen's not wanting to flow as much as it usually does. There we go. Let's have a look at that from a distance now. Oh, I'm glad these kits are arriving now. I was getting really worried. I know the post's been all over the place. It's yeah. Hopefully it's sorting itself out. I bet, in 6 months' time, you'll all sort of have an influx of parcels, and you'll think, oh, I wonder when, wonder where they've been for the last 6 months. Yeah. You can see I'm just following the shapes round. It's going underneath there, letting them grow and adding a little bit more. the difference between, you know, with the black and the white together, it's just lovely. You know, with that grey in the background. There we are. Now, I'm not going to totally fill. I'm going to leave some little gaps here and there. Just as you would with, you know, growing leaves and things like that. You're just not going to get them. Unless it's an overgrown bush, which is like my garden at the minute. But that's okay. Just having a few in there. A few in there. There we go. I might come back to that in a minute. I'm going to turn it round. So I'm going to put one here. Look, I was going to say turn it round and do the other side, but I'm just going to add one in there first. Oh well. So onto this side. And let's add some in there. See, I could have put another one of those flowers there, couldn't I? But no, it's fine now. So being filled with white pen now. Okay. Oh, Julie, you do that on me every time. Now, if you want to, that's fine. We are going to put a couple of the other ones in. Or I am anyway. But you might find there's a few end up in there. But you can see how it sort of, it grows quite quickly, this one, doesn't it? Oh, maybe I'm working a little bit too quick. There you go. I do like working with a white pen. I'll say thank you for Joanne, because she mentioned about the roach rings, and I know I do know of them, and I've had one, I think, a long time ago. I have actually treated myself to a roach ring pen so I can put white ink in, and it's a really, really fine blade, or fine nib. So I've had a little play with that, and it's quite nice. They're a little bit pricey, but bye. And yeah, a little bit pricey, but I think actually it's quite worth it because of the fineness of the nib. I think they start from 0.2, I think, is it, or 1, and then they go up to a 1. When you think our micron pens are a 0.2, yeah. So there we go. Well, I'm going to have one going in that angle. And let's have a couple just sort of poking out from here. There we are. And one there. Okay, let's have a look at that from a distance. So here we go. Alright, so far so good actually. I know there's a few gaps, but I don't want it to be exactly the same on both sides. So let's go in. Oh, do you, Mary? Yeah. See, mine, it's extremely fine. It's quite a nice one though. It's yeah, quite enjoying it. So let's have a look. See, I'm going to go in with. Oh, I think I'm going to go in with my black pen. See, this is a nice thing now. If you want to stay with your white, then go back in with your white. Or if you're working on a white tile, so like this one, then stick with your black. It's absolutely fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and add in a little line with a little ball on. Oh, let's go a bit quicker. Now here, say if you wanted to use a zinger, you can go in with those. And I'm going to follow that down and round under there. And then on the top, it's almost like you're giving them a hat. Look, yeah. And then it gets smaller, smaller and smaller until it's just a little kink in the top. All right, now we have done these before. If you can't remember when, or you think, oh, what, when? We did sort of an alien landscape almost. I can't honestly remember the number tile it was, but it was maybe a few weeks ago. Okay, so you can see that, and then adding in some of these little loops at the side, just to give it a bit of a finish off. And then let's go in and add a few more of these. So wherever you feel, they can all be different sizes. Don't have to be as big as each other or as little. You can do them wherever you want them. Oh yeah, little hats. Let's have a look. You see again, look, the difference between the black and the white pen there. Okay, let's add another one there. So all those pencil lines that we did not long ago just for our guide, you see that now they are starting to disappear. Okay, and one here. And definitely gonna bring one up here. And round it goes. Then there's little top sections. And for little side marks. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Elaine. Number 13. I have got my my journal at the side here, but it's not open, and I want to focus on this. So yeah, so these we did at tile 13. There we go. Now they can go same way, different ways. Curl them, keep them straight. Whatever you want to do with them. Yeah. And let's have one in here. So I might just come. Oh, I think this needs to go in there. I think that's the thing when you start to sort of build up. See that go there. This sort of little bit of a pattern, or these backgrounds. You've got to make sure that when you're interlocking, you can see what's going on. How's that so far? All right. I think it would benefit from another one or two here. Let's put one up here. I think you do have to step away from it a little bit sometimes and look at it, just so you can see exactly where you think it might need an extra one, because we're so close and we're so on top of it because it's so small. You don't always see where it's coming from. That's not bad at all. Huh? Quite liking that one. So you could go in and add other little bits and pieces. I think I'm going to go back to my white pen and come on back in now. I'm going to put some little lines. All right, you might not have done this one. I don't think we've done this before. And I'm going to put a blob on. And while it's still sort of wet, it works better with the white pen. Is just pull out the ink and create these little like sort of stars. And let's have another one here. So I've done quite a bit of I've picked up quite a lot of ink there, and before it's dried, just sort of flick it out. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Pat. Everybody else's is going to be even better, as you haven't got the pressure of everybody watching you while you're doing it. And I've got a camera in between me and my board, which could sometimes be a little bit weird. Let's have a few little dots in there as well. Okay, see, just random round the place, just around those little sort of sparklers. So look at that. Yeah, so let's just put a couple of those little sparklies on here as well. Up there. Remember, just load it up, make sure there's a bit of ink there, and then flick it out. And it sort of gives this little bit of more of a mystical effect. Let's have another one. Come up here. There we go. Make sure you load it up and flick it out. Let's have some little dots. And let's have one on this end. You see why it works better with a gel pen, that one? Okay, let's have a look at that one. Okay, so when you think the first initial shape, we'll think, oh my word, what is she making us do here? That's actually, it's not all sort of there in your face anymore. There's lots of other things going on around it. So okay, I'm going to put the pens down now, and I'm going to go in with my normal regular pencil. Okay, so my pencil, and let's just make it a little bit larger. So going back to the ribbon type of shape, I'm going to add a little bit of pencil here and a little bit here. Okay, and then underneath here and underneath here. Okay, so you can see what's happening here. I'm doing either side, one there and one there, and then a bit there and a bit there. Just colouring that there. So I'm working my way sort of systematically down the ribbons and adding in the pencil or this graphite on each little section. Even here, look, I'm going to put a bit there and a bit there. And then this one, let's add a bit more in there. Let's be a bit, oh, a bit braver there. So I've just added a little bit more there. Okay. I'm not pressing on particularly, I'm just adding in some of the graphite, as I've said. Let's go a little bit more with that, and let's have a bit on the end there. So yeah, don't press on too much, you're just wanting so you can see it, so you've got some pencil there. Okay, so your tortillon, the one that doesn't say white on it, okay, so your regular tortillon, you see this one I've been using, it's got graphite on it already. So I'm going to go in now and I'm going to go from the graphite and pull it, or sort of almost drag it outwards up towards the centre. I don't want to go right into the centre, but I'm just pulling it in, okay? And the same this side. Now certainly if you're working on a creamy white tile and you've not got a white pencil, you most definitely don't want to have any of that middle coloured in with the graphite. You want to leave it blank. Okay, and you might have to go in and just darken up the edge a bit. We'll see. I'll show you how that can work in a minute. You see, I'm just making sure that it's going towards that centre, but I'm still not going all the way in towards the centre. Okay, same here, look. I just work it up towards. And it's amazing when you think that it's a greyish pencil and it's going onto this grey tile. You wouldn't necessarily think that, you know, you'd sort of see it, but you do. And even sometimes, like we did last time, going black pen on a black tile, you still saw that as well. But yeah, I know what you mean, Julie, by visual learner. It's always easier, isn't it, to see somebody do it. I mean, when I do my instructions, I always put pictures, and I follow the pictures. I do put words in there. But if you sometimes you notice a mistake where I've put a wrong word or I've missed a word, then yeah, it's because I only look at the pictures. Okay, let's have a look at that then. So we've got this shadow going on with the pencil. And you've still got this light touch in the middle where there isn't any pencil. And this is where your white comes into its own. So I'm going to go a little bit larger now, and I'm going to go in with the white pencil. Remember, it's a chalk pencil, but if you haven't got one, you can use a white regular pencil, but just be gentle with it because you can't blend it out. That's the main difference. So here we go. I'm going to go in the centre and I'm just going to add a touch into the centre. I'm not pressing on, just adding. Look at the difference already. I mean, wow. Just look at the difference there. So let's repeat that a little bit in here. See, I'm not pressing on. I'm just adding some of that into that centre section. Same here. Okay. So let's have a look a bit. Yeah. You can see I'm sort of forming these little stripes. So wherever I've got that middle section, I'm going in and I'm adding the white pencil. Even a little bit there, look. And in there. Okay? So you've got like stripes going on. Alright, now the tortillon, the one that definitely says white on it. Okay? Because we're going to now go in and ever so gently smooth out the edges. I'm not going to go all the way across, you see. I'm just smoothing the edges together there. So I'm leaving the full power really of that white and just going in on the edge and just touching it just to see it smoothing a little bit. Okay. So I'm hardly touching it. I just want to sort of lose that initial edge or that line that it's formed there, and I want it to sort of seamlessly move from the grey into the white, but I don't want to lose the intensity. So there we are, just on the ends, and it's just wow, it's just that white pencil is just amazing. Love it. All right, you see there, let's see, so it's sort of now it's blended, but you've still got that intensity there. Now if you haven't got a white pencil, don't worry about it, you know, just go in with your regular pencil. Yeah, oh thank you, Janet. And just darken, I mean really darken up those edges there. Oh, I'm sorry, I've done that, I've not showed you. See, I've really gone in and darkened up those edges, and that will help that lighter section come out a little bit more. Okay, you can also go back in. I mean, you see here where I've got white over my pen line, go in and just put that line back in. And what I think I will do is go in and just sort of add in that black pen. You see I've thickened it up a little bit. And if I do that on the inside of each piece, so you see I've done inside there. Let's do in a couple more. It'll just add a touch more depth. So see, it's always worth going back in, not doing it on every single one, but doing it on some of them, and it'll just change it around a bit. Hang on, let's have a look at that. Oh, a little bit there, look where I've still got the white. So you see, there's some now because, oh, Polychroma's just delivered. Now that's exciting. So you can see that where I've gone slightly darker, or I've gone a bit thicker now in with my pen, and you just again getting a bit more depth. See, I might even go in across here, look, just add a touch more. You see now that looks like it's sort of more over that one. This one I'm not going to do. I've done this edge, so I'll leave that one. Yeah. All right. So back to shading then. Where were we? Oh, okay. Let's go in with our pencil again. And let's have a look at our little flowers that we've done. So let's add a touch around the base there. You know where we did those little lines earlier? And there. Now you can see that this one, because it's underneath this, you see there? I'm just going to add a little bit more just around there, because it then it'll look more like it's going underneath. And of course, make sure you're picking up the right tortillon, the one that doesn't say white. And I'm just going to add that sort of smooth edge to it. There we go. So I'm just sort of moving it back and forth. I've not coloured the whole thing. See, I've left the edges. Yeah, I've just done the inside and just pulled it out a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that on all the other flowers. So I'm going to put the pencil in. Just, it's almost like I'm using a bit of a zigzag pattern, and I'm just going round it. And let's do it in these two. So there's that one. And then of course I've got two. Now you see this petal is underneath here. So I'm going to go in and sort of add more there, because again it's going to be underneath. Same with this one. And back in with that tortillon, making sure getting the right one. Always check that you've got your graphite one. Otherwise you end up with two graphite tortillons and no white one. And that's not what we want. Okay. Just, again, I'm just zigzagging and just smoothing that off, but not going right to the edge. I'm leaving the edges. And that one there. You just want that contrast between light and dark. There we are. So that's our little... Oh, nice. Okay, so back in with white pencil. Oh, see, this is the thing now. It's going to be stopping you using white pencil all the time. There's this familiar little smirk that I like to put on all my bubbles. It's almost like a smile, but it's not a full smile that you'd see sort of horizontally. It just sort of gives you a little bit of an edge to it. I mean, look at that with that white pencil. It's just divine. Okay, white tortillon. And I'm just sort of going over it a little bit just to sort of ease it in. See, just giving it that little bit of an edge. It's like a highlight there. Absolutely beautiful. See, are we now addicted to grey tiles? Look at that. Yeah, all right. So, not quite there yet. We've got to go back in with pencil because, of course, we've got all these extra little poke leaves and things to sort of work on. So let's go into this, and I'm just going to add a little bit onto one side. So I'm not colouring in particularly, I'm just adding a little bit onto each side of those little leaves. Okay, and then when it comes to our little sprinkles, just a little bit either side. I don't even think I'll smooth them. I'll just think I'm just adding that bit in just to give it a bit of definition there. Okay, and then continuing with those little lines on one edge. So if I turn it round, I'm going to do the same on this side. So working systematically, I'm doing the same side again. A little bit of pencil. When I come to these, I'm going in and adding a touch on the edge. Now it's just that touch, and you sort of think, oh, it's only a little bit. Does it matter? Well, all these little bits matter, and this is what gives it the life by just adding those little bits. We'll just change it up, and that's what makes the difference, I think, from you actually reading this in a book to actually real life, you know, following along and doing it. As much as I put instructions in books, you don't always get the hints and tips, because sometimes we only see what we want to see, don't we? We don't read everything, or we think, yeah, we'll just go with the pictures like I do, and you tend to miss things. So I know this because I'm writing instructions at the minute for the next book, or books. I'm hoping to get 2 done, but both slightly different. But that's something that's coming, and I'm working on it. I'm doing my best. Okay. Got a couple of other bits and pieces as well, I think, because certainly when the lockdown's over, it'd be nice to have a reason to keep going and to do, you know, do some other things with these, and not just have a journal, but perhaps get out and about and share some of these ideas, and, you know, create tiles for others, and perhaps do swaps and things. There's lots of thoughts and ideas that I'm looking at. I'm definitely moving the business as well. We're going to move somewhere where I can do classes, so that would be nice. Be able to actually see each other. Okay. Oh, all right. So let's have a look at that from a bit more of a distance. I'm sure there's a couple more bits we need to work on, but let's have a look. Okay. Oh, isn't it? Look at that white. It is just divine, isn't it? It's just lovely. Okay. So last sort of thing, and what I'm going to do is with my pencil, I'm just going to go around and edge the ribbon. And then remember when I auraed, let's go around and add the pencil all around that aura. Okay, you see I'm going around in sort of swirls. I think it just sort of starts it off a little bit. I'm going to just go up to there. I'm not going to do this bit. Or shall I? Actually, what I can do here, look, is a little bit of a drop shadow in there. So you see I'm not doing the whole thing. I've left a bit of a gap. Let me show you a little bit closer. Yeah, I left a little bit of a gap. And just Added it in there. Okay. And then the same the other side. Let's just see, I'm going to go around that shape there. Just in those little swirls. Even, you know, if I come again up against those white little leaves there, I'm just going to go over the top of them. So just again, it's just another layer of adding some, you know, adding some depth in. There we go. And again at the bottom there, let's go a little bit lower in. You see there? There's a bit of a space. Let's just add in, going up a bit there, look, a little bit of a drop. So, okay, just very gently, I'm just gonna ease that into the work. I'm just smoothing it very gently. Nothing much. I'm just sort of taking the edge off that line there. Oh. Go a bit more pencil around there, and back in, smoothing that off. Same this side. So, and again, you know, because we're working on grey and we're using a grey pencil, you can still see it. It's still got that shadow effect. It's moving pretty well on this as well. So just nice and gently. There's no need to overdo it. There we go. Okay, last little bit. Back in with white. So let's go in to these. And of course, because we've got a white pencil, there's nothing stopping us going in and just putting a highlight through the centres there. You see how I've just gone up ever so gently from the tip there all the way to the top, and just one line I've made it so that's as thin as I can get it. Okay, let's do it on this side as well. Just a line up. Now I see a lot of you are loving this one. It's just beautiful, isn't it? And it's just something I think that you could do it as a great border. Oh, look at that little bit of white. See, just that little bit of white highlight in those has made a huge difference. I mean, see, I want to go in and play now. A little bit of a drop shadow. So you can see here that I've just added a little bit. I've not redrawn it, I've just added a little bit of graphite, and then let's just take it to there. And tortillon, again, the correct one. Just ease it off a bit. Okay, I'm going to add it there as well. And a little bit in here. So it's sort of redrawn, but it always comes back and joins. It can't sort of be off on its own way. It's sort of here on its own, but then it does come back in. So let's add a bit there. And smoothen that off. So you can see, oh, they do, don't they? So yeah, floating and all sorts. You see here, look, that looks now like they've lifted slightly. So it's just a case of adding a touch of that pencil, and because we can smooth it out, there we go. It just works. There you are, a little bit there. And then of course now I've done it one side, I've got to go in and I've got to do it on the other side. So again, same sort of thing. I'm not redrawing it, it's just sort of a line. So it's never level at the top, it's sort of just then coming on in. And then just easing it off so it smooths gently into the background. There we go. How's that? Okay, now imagine this. Yeah, it looks fabulous on the grey, and it would look just as good on the black. Yeah, still, I mean, I've got one in progress here on the white. You can see where that's starting to come, but there's a long way to go yet. But having said that, with this, you don't get those white highlights as white, so that's something worth considering. But imagine doing this and perhaps doing the ribbon in a colour, or maybe just doing these flowers in a colour and just adding a touch in. It's really, really beautiful to do. And I've had so much fun doing that. I think I've gone off a little bit on my own track, and I'm sorry if I've lost you along the way a bit there, but I did enjoy it. And it's all about, you know, you can go back and look at these things and try them again. I am going to put my initials in. Now, I know we've not mentioned doing this on all of them, but you should, on all your tiles, go in. There we go, look, and put your initials on it somewhere. I know we put our name on the back, but it's always worthwhile doing that as well, and you always put them on the front. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. I've particularly enjoyed this. See, I want to go in now and I want to add white highlights to all those little bubbles. I know I've just signed it, but you know, all these little bubbles and things. But I think for now I'm gonna leave it. Oh, Shelley, you've got a chance to go back and try it, but yeah, you need to try this. You really do. So yeah, have fun with this one. I say, if you've not got a grey tile, don't worry about it. Straight onto a creamy white one and use a black pen. It's absolutely fine. So yeah, I mean, if you've liked this, and I know there's a lot of people liking these videos, and I really appreciate that. Thank you ever so much. But please feel free to share them and pass them on to your friends and see if it's something that they'd like to do as well. I'd like to get out and help as many people as possible and show them that this technique is certainly worth having a go at. But yeah, so you're first to know that I've got a couple of new books on the go, so they should be soon. Oh, there's so many things going on, but yeah. Oh, website, I'm going to be updating that probably later today, tomorrow morning, because I know that you've been waiting for products to come in stock. And I do apologise, but we've had problems with our laser cutter. It was first the tube, and then it was the power supply, but it's all back up and running now. So we're going to be machining some more stuff and adding it to the website. So if there's something in particular that you've been waiting for and I've not sort of messaged you, I'm sorry, I've not forgot. It's just that so many message, but please just send me a note just saying, actually, are you putting the tangle boards on, or are you doing this? I am, yes. We've got material in stock for tangle boards. A few more journals, I think, and I'm going to start getting back in with the stencils. So have a go, have a good time with it, enjoy it. And yeah, Lindsay, I see what you're saying. I know not everyone works for everybody, but if I try and cover as many different patterns as I can, then you know you're going to find something that is going to be useful for you. So yeah, but by all means, you know, mix and match, do whatever you want to do with it, and let me see what you've been doing. So have fun, and I will see you all being well on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Okay, see you then. Have a good one. Bye.